Lester Munson joins us in our Washington studio. He served as Deputy Assistant Administrator of the U.S. Agency for International Development and as Staff Director for the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He currently works at the consulting firm BGR Group. Lester, thank you for being on our program.
You're welcome.
Your takeaway from Joseph Maguire's testimony.
Well, this is just the first step in what is likely to be a very long process here in Washington over impeachment. I think the way it looks right now, the House is going to impeach President Trump, but they have a long way to go before they get there. There'll be more hearings. There'll be an investigation. Speaker Pelosi has asked for 6 different committees to take a look at various aspects of the current scandal. So this is really just the first step of many on an impeachment process.
Was McGuire a credible witness? He said he believes the whistleblower did the right thing, but he also had to ask a lot of questions about why he waited more than a month before going to Congress with the complaint of this whistleblower.
Well, I think McGuire did very well. It's a very touchy topic. It's very partisan. It's very political. It's very sensitive. Impeachment is a very extreme measure for the U.S. government. So he handled himself very well in a high-pressure situation. I think overall, there's actually been quite a bit of disclosure so far. We've seen the whistleblower complaint. We've seen the transcript of the phone call between President Trump and President Zelensky. So there's already been a lot of disclosure on this issue. That doesn't make it easier for President Trump, but I think the notion that stuff is being hidden right now is taking it a little too far.
So what you're saying is it's not just that phone call that happened, it's the fact that they tried potentially to cover it up.
Yeah, I don't know that I put a lot of money on the bet on a cover-up right now. I think the administration, I think President Trump has been smart to the extent he's disclosed the transcript of the phone call and the whistleblower complaint so far. I think this talk of a cover-up is way premature. There's a lot that needs to be proven there. I'm not saying that the call itself isn't highly problematic for the president and may itself be something that leads directly to his impeachment. I think that's probably going to happen. But so far, I'd say the cover-up stuff is not real material.
And the reaction from President Trump, rather predictable. He's been calling this a witch hunt. It's a disgrace. How much of this do you think, I guess it depends on what happens in the weeks and months ahead, but is this going to help or hurt the president election time?
Well, I don't think we really know. It's too soon to tell. There's a lot of information I think that needs to come out. Right now, I think the president feels very comfortable at fighting on this issue. He thinks he's in the right. He's comfortable in the spotlight. He's comfortable taking shots at Democrats. I think he likes being the lead story in the news every day. So to that extent, he's going to feel very happy about it. On the other hand, he's probably going to be impeached, which is something that will be on his record for the rest of his life. It'll be in his obituary.
So you think the Senate would actually convict him?
Well, no. Let me be very specific.
Okay.
I think the House is going to impeach him, where the Democrats have a majority. I think people have already counted the votes, and there's more than 218, which is a majority to impeach. Then the question goes to the Senate for removal of the president. Right now, I would say the Senate is not going to remove him. That could change, of course, depending on revelations to come. So he'll be impeached but not removed. He'll remain the president in all likelihood, unless we learn something else. And he'll stand for re-election just about a year from now, and then the American people will have a chance to decide whether he should continue as president or we'll have a new president.
And what is the next thing you'll be looking for in this process?
Boy, that's a great question. I think there's already been a lot of good reporting about some of the backstory of how Mayor Giuliani got involved in this issue with Ukraine. I'm looking for more revelations about those meetings, those phone calls, the outcomes of those things. So I'd like to see a lot more of the backstory about how we got to this place where the phone call between President Trump and President Zelensky was so material.
All right, Lester, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.